In continuation of my lecture series on YouTube channel, I, Dr. Abhay Kumar Pathak, Assistant Professor in Economics, Marwari College, Darbhanga, under LMNU, is making focus on the issues concerned with the main components of the methodology of economics. Learners of UG and PG levels can be benefited by this lecture, which are continuously going on through my YouTube channel. I would like to make efforts for clarification of different issues concerned with the students of UG and PG level. Today's topic of my lecture is different conditions of economic statistics and their applications in economic analysis. I am going to analyze economic statistics under following subhead. Nature of economic statistics. The method of economic statistics is very important since, as stated above, a large part of economic theory has been formulated with its aid. Besides, the conception of economic dynamics cannot be understood without being clear about the meaning of statistics, because one thing which is certain about economic dynamics is that it is not statics. In order to make the difference between the nature of economic statistics and dynamics quite clear, it is essential to bring out the distinction between two sorts of phenomena, stationary and changing. An economic variable is said to be stationary if the value of the variable does not change over time. That is, its value is constant over time. For instance, if the price of a good does not change as time passes, price will be called stationary. Likewise, national income is stationary if its magnitude does not change through time. On the other hand, the variable is said to be changing, non-stationary, if its value does not remain constant through time. The whole economy can be said to be stationary if value of all important variables are constant through time. It may be noted that the various economic variables whose behavior over time is studied are prices of goods, quantity supplied, quantity demanded, national income, level of employment, the size of the population, the level of the investment, etc. The second point, that is static analysis and functional relationships. The test of economic theory is to explain the functional relationships between a system of economic variables. These relationships can be studied in two different ways. If the functional relationship is established between two variables whose value are related to the same point of time or to the same period of time, the analysis is said to be static. In other words, the static analysis or static theory is the study of a static relationship between relevant variables. A functional relationship between variables is said to be static if the values of the economic variables relate to the same point of time or to the same period of time. The another point, that is microstatics and macrostatics. Generally, economists are interested in the equilibrium values of the variables which are attained as a result of the adjustment of the given variables to each other. That is why economic theory has sometimes been called equilibrium analysis. Until recently, the whole price theory in which we explain the determination of equilibrium prices of products and factors in different market categories was mainly static analysis, because the values of the various variables such as demand, supply, price were taken to be relating to the same point or period of time. Thus, according to this microstatic theory, equilibrium at a given moment of time under perfect competition is determined by intersection of the given demand and supply functions. The another point, that is assumptions of static analysis. A point worth mentioning about static analysis is that in it certain determining conditions and factors are assumed to remain constant at the point of time for which the relationship between the relevant economic variables and the outcome of their mutual adjustment is being explained. The another important point, that is relevance of static analysis. Now the question arises as to why the technique of static analysis is used, which appears to be unrealistic in view of the fact and determining conditions or factors are never constant. Static techniques are used because it makes the otherwise complete phenomena simple and easier to handle. To establish an important causal relationship between certain variables, it becomes easier if we assume other forces and factors constant. The other important point, that is comparative statics. We have studied about static and dynamic analysis of the equilibrium position. To represent a static analysis is concerned with explaining the determination of equilibrium values with a given set of data, and the dynamic analysis explains how with a change in the data the system gradually grows out from one equilibrium position to another. And the last important subheads, that is importance of comparative statics. No doubt, more realistic, complete and true analysis of the changing phenomena of the real world would be the dynamic analysis. Nevertheless, comparative statics is a very useful technique of explaining the changing phenomena and its crucial aspects without complicating the analysis. Under my above analysis of economic statics may be useful for the students of economics with a view to study the economic dynamics. In continuation of my lecture, I will deliver lecture on the topic economic dynamics very soon. Thanking to all of you. Thanks a lot.